Saskatchewan's hospitality market, and especially here in Saskatoon, continues to flounder along, but it seems to be doing okay in some ways. Shawna Nelson, the Director of Sales with the Sheraton Hotel and the James in Saskatoon, as well as a number of other boards and committees that she sits on, joins us today to shed some light on the crystal ball gazing that we've been talking about and how we can all help and pull through this together. Shawna, thanks for taking some time out of that busy day I know you're having.
Oh, my pleasure. And what a nice day it is today.
I want to talk a little bit about yourself and all of the hats that you've worn and continue to wear, both locally and provincially, of how that hospitality sector is doing and what you're seeing on the front lines and in the trenches from your point of view.
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, you mentioned I am the director of sales here at the Sheraton and the James, but I have been involved in the hospitality industry and in the business community for quite some time, whether it is sitting on the local chamber or the provincial chamber. And then most recently, sit on the Tourism Saskatchewan board. And I am the director chair of Saskatoon Destination Marketing Hotels Incorporated, which is a number of hotels throughout Saskatoon that work with one of our partners, which is Tourism Saskatoon, to market this city as a place to meet and to have fun as well. So, I guess if we want to back up 19 months, when it came to the hospitality industry, I feel that it was one of the first to get hit, and it was one of the hardest to get hit, and it continues to still get a blow once in a while here and there. And a good friend of mine, Sean Moen, who is with my 9 Mile Legacy, just recently has, published a few, articles and whatnot. And basically when I say hit, he basically said, we're still on the ropes. And that's how it feels like. It feels like we're on the ropes again, with the latest and greatest. So, if you back up and like I said, with the 19 months ago with COVID and the unknowns and the major cancellations that were happening, every day, 10, 20 cancellations happening for within the year and the following year, to then all the restrictions that were coming in place. And again, restrictions were in place and then they were backed off. And then we, saw a little bit of optimism. And then all of a sudden, there was more restrictions that were put in place. That really, created some uncertainties in regards to people then deciding, we're not going to put a lot of work into this. We're just going to go straight with having virtual events. And even when things opened, they had already made plans to have virtual events. Also with the labor, that's been another one that's really hit us hard, because there's a lot of individuals that have said, I've been there, I've done that. I got called back. I then got laid off again. So a lot of our associates have either moved on to other industries. It is a hard industry to work in. I've done it all. I think I've been in this. I was born and raised in this industry, so I know how hard it is to work. So we have a major labor shortage that we're having to also contend with. Not to mention the prices of our goods and services. I mean, we all know that, gas has gone up. Well, that might also have attributed to the cost of a lot of things being shipped here, but also just anything from, what used to cost us, like coffee, just even a case of coffee has almost doubled in price. And that's not to say what the prices of meat and eggs and whatnot is costing us now. So that has also created issues in our area. Expectation of the guests that are coming into, and clients that are coming in our doors in regards to implementing things that are safe, that does come with the cost. And so again, as in our industry, we're having to pivot every time there's a different restriction, such as the latest and greatest that just happened just recently on September 17th with the vaccination, which again, was necessary, but what it did was it created some more fear within our clients that were here. So our industry in the last 6 weeks have been dealing with a lot of cancellations due to that. The list is long, but there's a lot of things that are going on in our industry, and we continue to try to get through it. That's for sure. But the latest and greatest has really hit us for putting us, as I said, back on the ropes again.
When we look at how we come off the ropes and the latest conversations that I'm hearing out in the community and the wider community, especially through business owners and some of those property owners, is post-pandemic planning. So, if we start to look at things through that lens, what can the hospitality industry do, whether it's concerts that are coming through Saskatoon or through Saskatchewan? Uh, you're thinking maybe that there may not be that national convention travel, but as the borders start to open, that we may see some more opportunities for people to gather and begin doing some localized conventions and training and things of that nature. Are you getting a sense of that from, let's say, November through April of 22?
I really, I like seriously, I think that November, December, January, February, maybe we'll start to see stuff in March. But right now, everything that I've seen and have experienced, as well as heard from others in my industry, there's a lot of people, a lot of slowdown, a lot of backing off in regards to meetings and such. But maybe again, it has a lot. There's a lot of low confidence out there in regards to the COVID cases and the ICUs, the high ICU. Uh, Cases that are happening right now. So I think once that might turn around a little bit, we maybe see some more confidence in the consumer. So right now they're just sitting tight. They're not committing. They're on the fence. But with that being said, what are we doing as an industry? I mean, we've been doing a lot. Tell you about resilient people. It is the hospitality industry and our province in general, I would say for sure. But we're coming up with clean and creative solutions to connect with confidence. So I would just really, it's up to our client and our guests to really be open, and especially the fully vaccinated. They need to lead with confidence and support the restaurants and support the businesses and carry on with their day to day and work with those that are putting and implementing these solutions to making it a safe and clean and comfortable place to meet confidently. And we're here to work with them to ensure that again, we're being responsible to ensure that that we're not adding to those health concerns that we're doing right now. So I think it starts with our community and the vaccinated individuals to really to have those conversations with us. Clients need to also think of and be creative as well, and we can work collaboratively as to how we can adjust our business models and meeting models that they've been so used to right now. So a lot of them have been like we are doing today, doing meetings through Zoom and doing hybrids and doing virtual meetings. Well, again, I ask that they start to look outside the back, not maybe necessarily going back to normal, but what are some of the solutions that we can do so that we can start meeting face to face? Again, I'm going to say the last 6 months we've had a lot of cancellations, in particular to Christmas parties and some things that are going. So what's happening is a lot of them are moving into January and February. And having celebrations. I mean, these are 2 years in a row where companies are unable to thank and celebrate with their employees, and so they are looking to not necessarily outright cancel again, but to celebrate in a different traditional month, which is helpful for us because January and February in our industry is the slowest months, even pre-COVID. So that's why it's really nice to have a strong November, December to get us through that. So that's why I say it's not until we see March is going to really help us. So, I mean, we're talking creatively about even gift certificates, reaching out to your favorite restaurant, your favorite hotel, and supporting them in that regard, in regards to gift cards for your employees, your family, your friends, that sort of thing. So really, it's the community that really needs to help us survive to get through this. Because I think I am pretty optimistic that once we hit around April, May, that we'll start to see some things, especially with the vaccinations that are coming out for the young ones. from ages 5 to 11. I'm hoping to see that we're starting to get back to some normalcy when it comes to meeting again in person and feeling confident about doing that.
Let's talk a little bit just to close out about the optimism for festivals in the summer. I think we're trying to bridge to get everyone there, and I believe that Saskatchewan people will maybe just take 1 or 2 nights on their own accord and spend a night in a hotel to keep everyone viable, if you will. But the festival season, is there anything on the horizon that we're going to have any glimmer of hope that you can shed on that we could look forward to spring, summer of 22?
Well, Randy, I have to say that during these last 19 months, I have to thank whether it's Saskatchewan residents and those that came and did staycations, whether they lived in Saskatoon or outside or within our province or outside of our province. I think the staycations and supporting and looking out your back door and exploring what there has to offer has really helped our industry. And then when you did have something for them to come to, such as the festivals that we saw this summer, a lot of them in August, because that's when a lot of the restrictions got lifted. And myself being personally involved with the Saskatoon Jazz Festival that we have here in the city, that is a festival that brings a lot of people to our city, but I will say it really helped our industry fill restaurants, fill the hotels, which normally it might not have. So the festivals and the events, concerts, we just had a concert here in Saskatoon that filled the city and filled the restaurants. I remember I went to the concert and I went to 2 restaurants that got turned away, and I wasn't complaining. I was very happy to see this. So definitely festivals, outdoors, open, you've got the wide open spaces, and that's what we have here in Saskatoon and Saskatchewan. That's what we got going for us to also add to that safety level. But I'm hoping by next year, the festival season, that that the fully vaccinated and where we're going and where the restrictions are, and hopefully our healthcare and what's going on there will take a turn to the positive here, so that we can really truly embrace whether it's the festival season, whether it's more meetings, more events, or just more people coming in and visiting and enjoying just being out and sitting on a patio or sitting indoors and feel confident that they're doing so safely and responsibly.
Shawna, we've done it before. We'll do it again. Thanks for your tenacious vitality that you bring to the industry and to our city with all that you're doing on the volunteer boards.
And back at you, Randy, because you're very supportive of us as well. So
I'll
pat
be
it back to you too.
Thank you so much. That's our show for today. I'd like to thank our guests, Zhao Han and Shawna Nelson. I want to thank all of you for taking time and watching today. I'm your host, Randy Shabila. We'll see you next time on Connect.